Welcome to this volume of the Salsa Challenge approach to teaching salsa dancing. In this video, we're going to add one more element of the basic 10 elements of the Salsa Challenge technique. This is left turns. It's a valuable turn. In my experience, it's a turn that many people don't even use, so it's pretty rare, and yet it's very easy to lead and pretty easy to follow. I have experienced that a lot of people have more trouble with the footwork on left turns, so we're going to go over the footwork really carefully, and we'll do it in a couple different positions so you get it just right. So follow us along. I think we'll face away to begin with, and you can follow us along, and we'll do this as a follow, stepping back on the right. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, step forward 5, turn half turn 6, and put the foot down 7. We're going to step forward on 1, rocking 2, 3, and finish it out 5, 6, 7. So let's do that a little bit faster. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now, if it's difficult to see from that angle, we'll do it just facing one another. We'll start with a basic, and then Jenny will do a left turn, and I'll actually do a left turn following her. So it's the same turn for both leads and follows. The only difference is that follows initiate the turn on their 5, 6, 7, finishing on 1, 2, 3. Leads initiate the turn as they forward rock on 1, 2, 3, finish on 5, 6, 7. So here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, great. Let's also demonstrate a little additional turn, because this is, since left turns are pretty easy and they go slow because they take a full 8 count to turn, then you can add an extra little turn, and this is a pretty fun way to add some spice to it. So let's just start a basic turn, and I'll just do the extra little turn part. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Step forward, and as you turn back, you're going to turn all the way around. Okay? All the way around. So it's a left turn, and it's another full turn there, and then you're ready to step forward. So let's do a couple of these. Let's both do the turn, and the follows can do it, or the leads, either one. Yeah. So let's add a couple of these and see if we can do it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 5. Okay, we'll show you how to use that a little bit later on. All right, now for the basic lead and follow, let's switch places here, Jenny. So we're going to use the technique that we've developed to lead the left turn. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and here, leads, you're going to pull forward on 5, leaving the left hand pretty much neutral. So you're pulling forward. So this is the salsa connection again, and follows, you need to connect so that it actually pulls you forward into frame. And as we pull forward, we're going to actually turn our hand so that we can push the follow back. Okay, you can push with the back of your hand or turn your hand over, either one. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, pull, push, and this hand comes over. 5, 6, 7. So notice that follows have only turned away from the lead by 7. They're going to step forward with the right foot. 1, everybody steps forward. Here's our basic position. 2, 3, finishing out 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's try that again. And 1, 2, 3, and pull, push, over, and finish the turn. And 5, 6, 7. A little tip for leads. So we'll anticipate a little bit. Some leads think that this left hand is what does the turning. It really isn't what turns. So the right hand does most of the work. Pull. And when you push here, this hand is only going to just guide the follow around. So pull, push, over, and then come down 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Let's show that from the other side. Yeah. And 1, 2, 3, pull, push, over, and 1, and pull, push, over, and 1. Great. Now let's look at another version of this. So here we're just going to use only the right hand of the lead with the left hand of the follow. Here we're going 1, 2, 3. We're connecting right here. We're going to pull forward. Here we're going to push or take our hand here. And now this is like a great connectivity exercise because when the lead does this, it's like a wall here for you follows to like move into. And then we're going to step forward and push so that there's a seamless separation between us, and follows are going to finish out your move. Now, again, follows, since you're on your own, it's a chance to style. There's tons of possibilities here. So let's do it once, and then Jenny can talk about style.
Okay, I also want to talk about connectivity real quick for the follows arm on that. So we go 1, 2, 3. The lead is pulling with tension on the fingertips. So that's when you start getting your tension built up. Then when he turns to the palm-to-palm connection, that is like a surefire sign that some action is going to happen. So brace your arm. Don't just let your elbow go, give some energy back. Okay, so then you get your push. Now here's where the sound can come in. There's a lot of things that you can do. This is just a really easy one. As you step forward, you put your hand out. When you come around, you bring it around your head. And then when you face your partner, it comes down to your waist. Okay, so let's just see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and out, around, forward. Okay?
Okay, that's the basic one. We're going to do now another way of leading this left turn. This is a kind of fun move, and this also really depends hugely on great salsa connection. So we talk about this all the time. It's the basis of the way we teach salsa, and this is a really important one. If you don't have salsa connection, this move will fail every time. Okay, so here's what it's going to be. So we're going to step forward 1, 2, 3, and on 5 we're going to throw the follow's hand over here. 5. So remember, leads, you're going to show your palm to the follow. Follow when you see a palm, then you're going to take it. But even in this hand, follows, you don't have to do very much because in terms of with your hand, because the lead is basically just moving it right over to that position. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about connectivity here. So, Jenny, if you don't have connectivity, what happens?
Well, for one, you might just keep turning this way. If you didn't feel that your lead was stopping you, you might just try to turn, and that's not exactly what you're supposed to do. So, like I just said, when you get a palm-to-palm connection here, you start feeling that he's stopping you, so you got to put pressure on your arm to stop yourself. Palm to palm, something is about to happen. Okay, so there's that. And then as we get pushed around, it's like, oh, okay, we're doing our left turn.
So connection is really important. Typically, if the follow doesn't have connection, the lead can set this up here. The follow will break her shoulder this way, and leads just a little warning here. If a follow does this ever,
which can really happen.
Yeah, it does happen because not everybody has a great connection. So if it does happen, do not at this point decide, oh, I'm going to do this anyway and give a big jerk this way, because you're really putting then the follow's health at risk here. You could pull her shoulder right out of the joint. So let go and let her continue to turn right and then smile when she comes around. Okay. Okay, so let's show that again. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Throw 6 and 7, and 1, and 5. Let's try it from the other way. And 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 5. You want to talk a little about style there, Jenny?
Well, once you start being able to pick up the connectivity signals that a lead gives to you, you can really take advantage of that. Because at first it feels like a lot of times with salsa music, there's a lot going on in salsa music. There's horns and drumming and everything's happening, and it feels so fast. But when you start listening, the tempo isn't necessarily always that fast. It's the same way with salsa. When you start being able to read these little minute conversations that we're having with our hands, then you can be like, oh, I know what's going to come up, and you can take advantage of that. So let's talk about that for 1 second. So we go 1, 2, 3. I already know what's going to happen just because of the gesture. He sort of tossed my hand over there. It's stopping. So I can just open up and prepare with this. And then put my arm into it right here. My shoulder's all ready. I have good tension. So for the push-off, 5, 6, 7, put the arm out again. You can stay sideways. We're not together. We're not touching. That means we can take advantage of this opportunity to play around with your partners. And that's one thing that we love talking about is styling with your partner, having fun. It's very playful. It's improv. There's no like script here. This isn't like do 5 right turns, then a left turn, and then a crossbody. It's all about playing and having fun with your partner. That's another element of the salsa connection.
All right, so you're seeing how easy left turns are, but how really fun they are, styling. You have a lot of connectivity there and a lot of ways of really working with one another. There's one other little styling feature that I would like to add here. And I add this just because it follows, particularly if you don't know this, then you may feel like it's a little bit weird and you may not know how to respond to it. And this is just a little technique where you're in basic. So you're in basic, and you're going to lift up the arms, the hands go in, and you're going to come down holding the follow's wrists. Now we almost never have this like strong connection like this. And again, you don't want to grip, but just sort of your thumbs around. And then as you do this, you're going to pull down just slightly. Okay? Follows, that is the clue for you to lock up this whole part of your body. So it becomes really quite stiff at this point. So let's show you how we get into that. So basic and 5, 6, 7. So follows, there shouldn't be any question about what's happening because it's a very, very distinctive lead.
And often I encourage follows to create a nice frame with your arms in everything that you do. Part of that is with the shoulder, not letting your arms come out, or your a lot of times follows have a tendency to really clinch up. I always encourage follows, just make a lovely shape with your arm. Just be confident in that shape. So when you start feeling your lead doing something bizarre with your arms, maybe you've never felt that before, go with the flow and make a nice, styling arm with it and see what happens.
All right, now what we do from here is we're going to do basic, but this is really counterintuitive to the way we walk and dance. Usually our hands go opposite our feet. Here, as we step forward, we're going to have the hand go this way and rock the follow in position. So follows, you need to have the upper part of your body locked in, and that will allow you to turn this way as the lead leads you. And it is a pretty distinctive lead. So you're going to move your hands forward and back. Okay? So we set up that. And notice it's 1 to the back, 2, 3, and forward with that foot. With the back foot and with the forward. So it's neutral to back, neutral to forward in terms of follows movement. Okay, so we get then this oppositional movement, and then we're set up for another throw lead. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 5. Then left turn 6, 7, and 1. All right. So let's try that again. Let's show how it looks. So we're going to start here in basic, and we're going to come around here. Then we're going to rock. We could do that a couple 8 counts if we want. Then the throw lead, and then around. All right? Now, it follows a couple little styling tips on this. Since you're sort of locked in this weird position, once you go out of that position, you don't want to hold that position. That would be very weird looking to come around and keep that locked position. So you don't want to hold that position. The other thing, and then of course you can style as you come out of that. The other thing that I would strongly encourage is leads. This is such a distinctive move that I wouldn't do it frequently. It's the kind of move that you do 2 or 3 times a night. Let everybody else try to figure out what you did and steal it from you, but it's a move you can overdo pretty easily. So just do it once in a while. Now, since this move is easily adapted to a cross body with a left turn, I want to show you how you can do exactly the same thing, but do it as a cross body. So we're here, basic, 1, 2, 3, 5. Here, 1 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now leads to do this as a cross body with a left turn. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, stepping out here. go to the 5 and then turn the follow 6, 7. So then the only difference is you're just opening out and throwing, and that keeps the follow going straight across. So let's try that again, show that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 5, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 5, 6, 7, and 1. All right, so left turns, really great turn. Technique is important on all this to be able to do the foot patterning really well. The salsa connection is really, really essential to left turns.
And one other thing about left turns, since a lot of these are release left turns, that double left that we talked about at the beginning is a great time to do that with your partner before you come back together.
Actually, let's just show that. Okay?
So either person can do it. So we'll just see.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1.
It's
and
fun.
5, 6, 7, 1. 5, 6, 7, 1. 5, 6, 7, and 1. And 5. Leads, you can also do your own left turns at any time. Let me actually give you some examples of that. So we're here. So you can just turn, passing the hand behind your back. Okay? You can just turn and put her hand here, and let it go. You can turn, putting your hand here, letting it go. So you can do that in any combination of lead and follow left turns. Really awesome.
Yeah, and the playfulness again. Just take your time, do your little thing, smile at your partner, and eventually reconnect with your hands or however you want to do it.
This is a particularly nice turn in this respect because right turns really take place in almost 2 counts. In a left turn, you can see how sort of slow and easy flowing they are. So to actually do turns, lead, follow, play around with different ways of leading that, it's really fun. And
it's also a great opportunity to make eye contact with your partner in the turn. Or you can just still look at your partner, play around with that.
Keep a lot of connectivity there. So there you have some left turns, another one of our basic elements. So we're ticking through them as we go through these videos. So we thank you very much for this one and encourage you to see us on the next video.
And definitely don't be afraid to go back and watch them again, especially when it comes to the salsa connection. This is a skill. It takes time to develop it. You may start understanding what it's all about. We have a lot of time when we're verbally explaining it, but once you begin to feel it, that's when you need to start remembering it in all of your moves. Sometimes it's easy to get it at first and then you kind of forget about it after a while. Once you start being like, why isn't that working? Why didn't that work? Ask yourself, ask your partner, did you feel the connection? Did I feel the connection? Make sure if you have it going on, it's going to be smooth, it's going to be lovely. So keep that in mind.
Que mata y hasta pienso que tortura. Solo con el corazón me pide ayuda. Se acelera más mi palpitar cuando me saluda. Este chico es mío, que me quedo muda. Está tan bueno que cuando lo veo olvido todo. Me olvido de todo, me olvido de todo. Está tan bueno. Me va a dar una sorpresa. ¿Será que por fin él me quiere? Hombre, presenta la esposa y se me acaba la fiesta. Tan bueno que hasta olvido todo. Me olvido de todo. Me olvido de todo. Tiene unos labios hermosos y un caminar decirle, negro te queda bien, ese negrito te va.
La gente lo dice que es lo más bello.
Gente telenovela,
La gente lo dice,
no sé qué cómo hacer, este muchacho me quiera.
la gente lo dice que es lo más bello.
Corazón, blanco bandera,
La gente lo dice,
que él me muerde, me aprieta, me pega y todo lo que
la
quiera.
gente lo dice que es lo más
Por un
bello.
yo daría lo que fuera,
La gente lo dice,
se apoderado de mí, ay, ya de cada manera. Besitos al amanecer,
si quisiera, me pidiera que le dé.
mañana que estoy loco, loco, loco con mi querer.
Si quisiera, me pidiera que le
Verás
dé.
que estoy, no he podido conocer.
Quisiera, me pidiera que le
Viviré
dé.
de vida entera y más le daré.
Si te pide más,
Pues dato,